I'm getting questions from my family, and I thought I'd make this video to answer some of those questions, but not only for them, but also for anybody else that might be watching and is curious about dating a Filipina, marrying a Filipina, and why an American or a Westerner would do that. So, why an Asian girl in general? My personal tastes, I find Asian women attractive. I think they're beautiful. I love their features. I also have a thing for petite girls. I've been married before to a big American girl, and after that relationship went south, I dated a girl that was petite, and I liked that very much. And so the combination of the Asian features that I'm attracted to and the petite size was something that I fancied, actually. Why a Filipina? To be honest with you, when I first started looking, when I met Vivian, I was on a website called Asian Dating, and on that site were women from all over Asia, not just Filipinas. And but there's something about Vivian that I really liked. Became very fascinated with her and started chatting with her. And there were some things that I had considered prior to even going on the dating site. One of those was that I wanted someone who was close in age to me. Now I know that in the Philippines it's not uncommon to see older guys like me with very young girls, 20s, maybe even younger. It's not uncommon, and to the Filipina, that's really not a big deal. She's, generally speaking, the Filipina is not that interested in age. I think they see older men as being more mature, more able to provide and take care of them. So, but for me, I didn't want a young girl, primarily because a young girl's going to want to have children, and I don't want any more children. And so I was specifically looking for somebody who was a little older, already had their kids that they're going to have, and weren't interested in having any more. That was pretty important for me. And like I tell Vivian, God put us together. It was almost love at first sight. So the next question was, how do we communicate? And at first in the dating site, there's a little button, you click show interest in another person, and then one or the other has to be a paying member of the website, which I ended up just paying for it. It wasn't that much money, not by American standards anyway. And we were able to chat. And I remember Vivian asked me, well, can you Skype? Well, at the time I didn't have Skype set up on my computer, so I had to scramble and get my son, who's a techie wizard, computer games guy and all that kind of stuff, to get him to set it up for me and create an account. And eventually Vivian and I would Skype with each other. And that was a cool way to get to know each other, to chat. We chatted every night pretty much, nighttime for me after I finished working, which I guess was morning in the Philippines. We spent a lot of time on Skype, and at first we were thinking about doing the K1 visa thing. We even saved a lot of the Skype transcripts to submit as evidence. We ended up not doing that, but that's another story. I'm a guitar player and a singer, music teacher. I'm also an engineer. My day gig is an engineer. That's where the bread and butter comes from. But I love music, and I love singing and playing guitar. And I serenaded Vivian quite a bit over Skype. I would play guitar and sing songs to her. It was almost as good as being there, but not quite. But Skype was very much a good tool for us in the beginning. And so it got to the point where I had really fallen for Vivian. I was, you know, I was falling in love with her. But I still needed to meet her in person. I mean, you know, you can't be in love with someone over a video connection. And this is not the time to get into, not in this video, to get into scams and other things that go on the internet. That'd be a subject for a whole nother video, the internet scams. But in order to make sure that she was for real, I needed to go and visit her. So for you guys that are considering a relationship with an Asian woman, or Filipina in particular, be prepared to travel. In the case of a Filipina, she cannot, the odds of her getting a visa to come to the U.S. to visit you are slim to none, unless she's very wealthy. Plan to travel. You're going to be traveling to and from, in my case, to and from Cebu. I could get international flights into Cebu, right into Cebu Mactan International Airport, and that worked out pretty good for me. So I remember when Vivian and I were talking over Skype, you know, I told her, well, I had made the decision that I was going to come to Cebu and meet her, spend a few weeks together, and kind of a thing that Vivian and I have is she'll ask me when, and I'll tell her soon, because it often. But when I made the decision, I had to raise the money for airfare, and the first time I stayed at Toon Hotel in Cebu City near Ayala Mall, and so I had to have hotel, airfare, and spending money while I was there. So I had to raise that money, which meant save it. So exactly when I used to tease her and tell her, well, check your email, because as soon as I booked a trip, I sent her my itinerary and email so she could meet me at the airport. Which is another good thing too. If your Filipina meets you at the airport, she knows the ropes, which most foreigners, especially when it's our first visit to the Philippines, we don't know all the scams and things that are perpetrated by taxi drivers and people that are hanging out at the airport wanting to carry your luggage 20 feet and expect a 100 peso tip, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's best to have your Filipina meet you at the airport if at all possible. That way you won't be harassed by any of those guys, and cab drivers know better than to try to bump up the fee or negotiate a higher fee for their services, because your Filipina girlfriend knows full well what the cost of a taxi is, and she will balk at anybody that wants to make that price higher. The Toon Hotel is now called Red Planet. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe someone could leave a note in the comments section below and let me know if they were bought out or if they just changed their name or whatever. The Toon Hotel, I was quite pleased with it. It's very, very small rooms, but the rate is very reasonable. They were clean, and it's right there next to Ayala, so you're within walking distance of Ayala Mall. We ended up taking a lot of taxis to go to Minglanilla, to meet with Vivian's family. So we spent a lot of time moving from downtown Cebu near Ayala Mall to Minglanilla to hang out with her family and friends. And so why did I marry Vivian? Basically, that first trip, pretty much confirmed to me that she was for real. She loved me and I loved her, and so it was appropriate that we start a family. Well, kind of merge two families together, if you will. I have two kids of my own. My youngest is 21. She has 3 children. Her youngest is 15, as you've probably seen in some of the other videos. So together we have 5 kids now. And Vivian didn't have to endure any more childbirth. So anyway, after that first trip, I had fallen in love with her, and on my return home, I actually, this is a good point, I guess, to give a shout out to some other bloggers out there. Matt Wilkie is one, and Seth at Says Style. I bring you guys up, especially Matt, because we talked about this depressing feeling that you get when you leave Cebu, when you leave the Philippines and return home, and definitely that was the case. I thought that it was just because, I was leaving the girl I loved, but there was more to it than that, and we've discussed that in some detail in some forums that I'm a member of, and Matt discusses on his website. It's almost like Cebu had become a home, or at least a home away from home, so there was kind of a feeling of missing your home. Besides missing the girl I love, I was also missing a place that I'd become very fond of, so that was also part of the equation. I just didn't understand it at the time. So when I returned home, after a week or two, I proposed. I proposed to Vivian, and the frequency of our chatting increased quite a bit. We also discovered Facebook Messenger, which is what we use most of the time now instead of Skype. We use Facebook Messenger. Messenger is really cool. I have it on my phone. She has it on her phone. When you're in Wi-Fi, you're not using your data plan. And that's nice because it's more portable. Skype was, I know there's an app for Skype as well, and I suppose we could have went that route, but we're both on Facebook, and so Facebook Messenger was very convenient, easy to use, so we just went that route. And it's convenient because you're here at the house doing something, laundry, cooking, cleaning, whatever, just doing stuff around the house, and I can carry my phone with me. Whereas before, I was kind of stuck sitting at the computer to use Skype. So once again, I understand that there's a Skype app for your phone, but Facebook Messenger was very convenient for that. So we pretty much used that all the time. Many months went by, and I once again had to save up the money to afford another trip. Made the last trip that you see in all the videos from in January, and thank you for your well wishes. And once again, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more to come. Also, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I will take a look at those as soon as I see what you have to say and respond back appropriately. So until next time, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.